Hello everyone and welcome back to another Mandalorian video. Today I will have a full discussion of my thoughts on how the Mandalorian series will most likely end. Before I start, I have to say that I would like Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Billy D. Williams to make a special appearance at the end of the Mandalorian series. I'll get to that later in the video, so if you could contact Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to watch this video, that would be awesome. And Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, if you're watching this right now, please watch the end or go to this time displayed on the screen right now. I also want to shout out Marvel Theory, channel link in the description below, and he'll be posting Marvel and maybe DC theories, which is what he told me. In Season 1 of The Mandalorian, and especially in Episode 8, we were given clues on possibly Season 2, but mainly his entire journey, such as the Mandalorian series in all. Right now, the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer is out. I will be doing another video on, which in the future will be in the link in the description below. In Episode 8, the season finale of Season 1, we are shown that Greef Karga no longer has a bounty on the Mandalorian or the child, and tells the Mandalorian that he is free to collect and get hired from the guild anytime, and Cara Dune decides to stick around the town, seeing how the stormtroopers are not there anymore, and it's more peaceful in the town. Although the entire Season 2 or the series will change, revealing that Moff Gideon is still alive. But, like I said, I will talk more about that in another video. In Episode 8, we can also see the Mandalorian leader probably still alive, considering her skill fighting the stormtroopers. But she also says that the Mandalorian will have to find the enemy sorcerers. She says that they're enemies, but it's the only way. This is the way. With the Mandalorian series taking place after Return of the Jedi, as many references in this series refer to the Empire as dead, because of the Death Star 2 destruction, the Mandalorian will have to find a way to team up with the rebels. At the end, we can see the Mandalorian takes off from the planet with the child, and his search for the Jedi will begin. After the destruction of the Death Star 2, the rebels are happy, and Luke Skywalker goes on to build his own Jedi Academy, where he trains Force-sensitive children as well as Leia, and will go on to train Ben Solo. In the seasons past Season 1, so Season 2 and every other season after that, we will see the Mandalorian track down Luke Skywalker. Of course, he won't have to, because Luke and the child will be connected by the Force, and the Mandalorian will let the child go. Of course, this will be hard because of Mando's relationship with the child, and might request to stay with the child at the Jedi Academy. This actually may not happen, and I have another scenario how the Mandalorian series might go as well, using some old bounty hunter strategies. The Mandalorian, desperate to meet up with Luke Skywalker for the child, will be looking for a way to track down Luke Skywalker. A strategy used by Cad Bane in the Clone Wars, tracking down Force-sensitive infants for Palpatine, could possibly be used by the Mandalorian, but highly unlikely, since this strategy is mainly used for Force-sensitive infants, not trained Jedi Masters. To do this strategy, though, the Mandalorian will somehow have to obtain a holocron with a list of the living Force sensitives. To do this, he would have to hire lots of people or pay handsomely for an already open holocron. So this scenario is highly unlikely, just because of logical sense in the Star Wars universe and Order 66 and all that stuff. The fourth and final scenario I have for Mando to reach in contact with Luke Skywalker and the Jedi Temple, other than the child and Luke Skywalker being drawn together by the Force, this is probably the most logical one I have. During the Clone Wars, a bounty hunter guild called Crimson Nova, I don't know if they were shut down after the fall of the Empire, but they could have possibly served Lord Vader during the Emperor's rule, but I'm not sure. The Crimson Nova specialized in killing Jedi, but their first leader, named Stroth during the Clone Wars, had great respect for the Jedi and never hired a bounty of a Jedi for any of his bounty hunters. He then gave the role of leader of Crimson Nova to a female named Mika after returning from jail. Her parents were killed by Jedi during the Clone Wars, which gave her lots of hate for the Jedi, and started hiring bounty hunters again for Jedi. Like I said, I'm not sure if the Crimson Nova as well as Mika lasted through the fall of the Empire, but considering that the Bounty Hunters Guild in Season 1 of The Mandalorian is still operational and giving away bounties for Force-sensitive children, it is most likely that the Crimson Nova is still operational after the fall of the Empire. The Mando would know of Crimson Nova just because of his relations in the guild, and has been hired for many other bounties, as we can see in Episode 6, where he used to work with an old buddy for bounties. Mando will be hired to hunt down possibly a Force-sensitive child, but since he probably will request a Jedi Knight or Master, such as Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia, they will give him the location of Luke Skywalker's Jedi Temple/Academy, requesting him to take in at least one Jedi. Since the news of Mando being rogue spread throughout probably the entire galaxy, they might send him into a trap, but in this case, Grief Karg actually might have spread the news that maybe Mando is dead, or is clear for his crimes against the Bounty Hunters Guild. This would be totally awesome if we could see an appearance of Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, but we'll just have to see. Once tracking down Luke Skywalker, he'll have to give up the child to tell Luke that he's on his side. Mando will destroy the tracking fob, telling the Crimson Nova that he died. This way they won't see him as a traitor, as the Guild did when he broke the child out of the Guild holding facility. Mando will request to stay with the child and stay at the Jedi Academy and serve with the rebellion. They'll accept him, seeing his records, and Grief Karg putting in a good word for it, as well as Cara Dune. For the last minutes of the show, it will fast forward 24 years, and hopefully at this time the child will possibly be a Padawan to Luke Skywalker, this taking place before Kylo Ren's fall to the dark side. And we might see the child with a name, possibly Luke naming him Yoda after his master, and him having a yellow lightsaber. Oh yeah. And I would love to see a special guest appearance by Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Billy D. Williams, and this will be awesome. So after Mando's leader telling Mando he must reunite the child with the Jedi, and that is what the Mando will do, meeting Luke Skywalker and joining the rebellion, and possibly taking off his helmet once and for all. Like I said at the beginning, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, if you are watching this, could you make that possible to have Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Billy D. Williams as a special guest in the end of the Mandalorian series? Thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, I don't know why I've never said this in any of my other videos, because I've always wanted to say it at an appropriate time, which I will now always be saying at the end of every video. May the Force be with you.